Wow. Chidwick all in.
210,000.
Peters limping, and Chidwick with 8-4 suited raises it up. And could this be an example of limping, under-repping, and 3-betting for Peters? We know he's not going away, but ace-4, not the strongest of aces.
It's not. I think it's a little weak.
Call.
A little better. You know, he's got up to 40 big blinds now. Also, he has to keep in mind Winter has just 13 big blinds, so it would be
Check.
it would be a bit aggressive to go all in with this ace-4, I think. He could squeeze in a smaller 3-bet. I don't know how much of a fan I am of that, though. He'd be putting in so much of his stack.
Now, Chidwick, Jeremy, has not flopped a pair. However, he has flopped a flush draw.
10 seconds. Check.
He's moving down in the world, huh?
It goes check, check, and an ace on the turn as Peters. Going to feel a lot more comfortable about what, unbeknownst to him, was the best hand on the flop.
We might see Chidwick take a stab here. He would be checking back a good share of aces. He doesn't have any showdown value. So this card
325,000.
is a good one to represent. But not what he's looking for in this scenario. The hand he's trying to represent, Peter holds in his hand.
And it's going to be a flat call all day, right?
Yeah.
No sense in bloating the pot. Potentially getting yourself moved off of this ace-4. 5 seconds.
Call.
Another 650 into the middle after that call, and the river is a 10.
Check.
Quick check from Peters.
We could definitely see a bluff from Chidwick here. Obviously, he has 0 showdown value. He repped the strength pre-flop. He can have all these big pairs, whereas Peters really doesn't have any of them ever. He does have the 8 blocker to a straight, which he is going to have occasionally.
Wow. Chidwick all in.
And this is an example of him putting max pressure because, partly because Winter has 13 big blinds. So it just applies even more pressure to Peters. It is a tough spot. It's hard to fold top pair. The board is very coordinated. Obviously, there's lots of straights, tons of 2 pairs.
Extension.
And we've seen Peters be not so inclined to fold too quickly a medium to strong hand.
What was the hand he called when Keith Tilston moved all in? It was aces up, right?
It was aces up. I mean, that was pretty strong, but he didn't take very long at all. And I just know from playing with him, I think even in one of these U.S. Poker Open events the other day, he made a pretty light call against Bonomo's all-in with 3rd pair for a huge overbet.
Well, what do you beat? That's what you're always asking yourself in this spot. What quotient of the range that you give Chidwick do you have beat? And what quotient don't you have beat? And what's the price you're getting?
Extension.
And was that a prepay on 2 extensions? I think it was. He still had 15 seconds left, so he's tanking.
And this is around 2x pot, I believe?
Well, there was 1-1 in there, right? And he's putting in 1-9 effective. So even more than that, or even less, sorry, not 2x pot. Not quite 2x pot. Now, the other implication is that Peter still has 1-9 behind, and Winter's there with 810,000. You don't want to be wrong here and bust yourself.
Exactly. It's a pretty good pay jump.
And might Chidwick be exploiting that context?
Well, of course, yeah. That's what he's doing. He's just putting maximum pressure on. And he would be doing it with a real hand also. You need to do it in a balanced fashion.
Are we going to see a triple extension? We are.
Ooh, don't know we've seen a triple extension.
Never.
First one, right?
First one I have ever seen.
I don't blame him. This is a triple extension spot. I mean, if you just think about you limp and call a raise, it's hard to imagine what the guy could have that doesn't have decide has showdown value. Checks the flop.
Boy, look at Chidwick. This is brutal. 3 minutes of sitting there with 8 high. Praying that Peter's hand will hit the muck. "20 seconds left. No more time extensions."
I'm going to lean towards Peter's calling. That's my guess.
10 seconds.
Just from what I've seen from him in the past.
5. He lays down the winner. Huge turning point.